Today's show is brought to you by Even Keel Fish Shack.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Now we're going to try and step it up here a little bit today on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jeff DeForest. Happy to have you with us here on South Florida Live. The man has taken on an enormous challenge. He is now vying to become the heavyweight champion of the world in terms of consuming sandwiches. It was National Sandwich Month. Trotting into the ring right now to make his entrance and defend his title, which I think he's established a new record. Fighting and looking a little bit like Butterbean Esh. Here is the great gambling gourmet himself, Mr. Mike Mayo, who joins us here on his own show, The Lunchbox, as we come to you live from Laspada's original Hoagies, very near the original location. Now, they have, I believe, 5 locations of Laspada's that are active right now. Sea Grape was the one that I remember going to, and it was recommended to me by somebody. I didn't necessarily have great respect for her opinion. She turned out to be right. Greatest sandwich shop that you're going to find anywhere in America. And to help us put that, a whole argument about where can you get the best hoagie to rest, here he is, the champion of the world, the gambling gourmet himself, the man behind Let's Eat South Florida, and the man who is trying to set a record of 50 sandwiches in 1 month. We called the Guinness people. They are on hand to witness this. I think Phil from Laspadas is also going to be part of the program. And we welcome to the show the gambling gourmet, Mike Mayo.
Hello, Defo, and I am ready to go. I can't believe it. We finally have hit the last round, the finish line. I'm huffing and puffing already like Serena Williams.
Wow, yeah.
During her warm-ups.
Now, very noble of you. You walked like 5 miles. You did some road work this morning.
I had to get the road work in. I mean, so here we are. Let's set the stage. You've already kind of introduced me coming into the ring.
Yeah.
Sandwich month. My original goal was to eat a sandwich a day. 31. First, I thought we were just doing it on, weekdays during the show. And, of course, my Svengali, Jim Sarney.
What is it about you and Sarney where whatever he says, you end up doing to an extreme, like to an exponent of 50 times whatever it was that his intention was for the whole deal? He thought you were going to eat a sandwich a day. Lubie and I thought it was going to be 20.
Look at
20
this.
total for the whole trip.
Exactly. Look at this.
This is Laspada's original Hoagies at its finest here.
I tell you what. I mean, any other thing I might have said in the past that was slightly negative about Laspada, it all goes out the window because this is. Look at this gorgeous array of sandwiches.
Look at the quality of the stuff, too. I mean, that's the thing. You can go like you did. I'm glad you started out in such a pedestrian fashion with this sandwich quest because you started out at Publix. And people would say, well, geez, I don't want to pay like $10 and change for a sub when I could pay $6.95. But the difference is night and day. I mean, between Laspada sub. Now, these are cut up portions of what I guess would be a large sub. So think about this. If you put 4 of these roast beefs together, that's one sandwich. That's unbelievable.
Here we are, the 31st of August. I am at 46 sandwiches and counting.
A ridiculous number, by the way.
And now I have 5 more sandwiches arrayed in front of me. And when you finish them all, it's 47, 48, 49, 50. 51 is going to be my number. Just
Aaron
like
Judge.
The LA Dodgers, 51 over 500. I'm trying to go 51 for August, so it'll be 20 over the number of days, which I think is pretty impressive considering I tried to not repeat any sandwiches and I've been all over the map.
Pretty good. No, great job by you.
Yes,
I mean,
the repetition hasn't been
human sacrifice. There's a nobility to it in certain cultures, and you have done your best to try and bring about a human sacrifice today.
I got to thank you, Defo, because you have the hookup here. You're friendly with the
Keel and
founders,
Harry,
and Harry Laspadas. Of course, we'll get the full story when somebody from the
Phil
store
is, I think, going to join us.
Phil is going to join us. Phil is Gail and Harry's son.
Yes,
and I guess is involved with the business and keep carrying on the tradition. The fine
could be son-in-law. He's in there somewhere.
Right. We'll get the particulars. We'll get the backstory. I know you were telling me it originated Laspadas in Chester, Pennsylvania.
Small town in Chester, Pennsylvania, or Chester, Pennsylvania, in Pennsylvania. And it was a cheesesteak place primarily.
That's funny.
It was a cheesesteak place, which, they're trying to compete with Philadelphia and all of that, of great renown. And I believe the original owner, Laspada, moved to Orlando with a store, a location. And then I guess he expanded into a little bit more variety. Gail and Harry ran into, an opportunity to open up one and, I guess not really franchise the place, but take over the name. And
they turn it into a
they
regional
turn it into an
powerhouse. There's like
unbelievable
5 of them around South
institution,
Florida.
yeah.
And, it's not a Dolphin game tailgate party unless you
Without
show up
Laspadas.
a bunch of Laspadas. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that is the quintessential tailgate food for Dolphins games.
And that Davie location is their most popular for
I was
picking them
going
up
to
at
say
the
this
stadium.
is the location in this area is where Defo knows. I know the west one,
Yeah.
Davie. It was an automatic. You go to
University Drive,
Plantation,
you just
Sunrise, Tamarack, on the way home or back. I mean, on the way home, you go stop by Laspadas.
I introduced my daughter to the glories of Laspadas. I think it was just about a year or two ago. She had never been. I said, "Oh, you got to try it." And we went to the one on University Drive near where the Dolphins used to train, Nova Southeastern University. And she got the full meat throwing display. It was before the pandemic, because I don't know if things have changed since then, but they used to toss meats, and it would be like Marino.
They were better than the Dolphins.
Yeah, oh no, better.
They had more completions than Jay Fiedler did that one year. Where and it always was interesting. I mean, this started at the Sea Grape location, which was a real hole in the wall before it became this.
As you can see here, what they're famous for is they throw that extra meat blanket on top after they've already piled the hoagie bread piled high with cold cuts and the veggies and the condiments, but then they throw on that extra little layer that gives it that.
It's called a roast beef top, right? And you'll hear the guy call for it, and they go, "I need a roast beef top," and boom, they'll fire it across the room.
And they were nice enough here to. I just started shouting out sandwiches. I said, "I need 5." I'm on the drive for the run for 51, so to speak, and. We got in, I just started yelling out things. I need a monster, which is their combo that has ham, turkey, and roast beef. That's over here in honor of old man Jew Defo.
You got the tuna.
The tuna is
tuna.
sensational and
Solid
one of the most underrated sandwiches in all of the state of Florida, maybe in the country.
Look, you're turning me into an old Jewish man myself, because I had the tuna melt yesterday over at Top Round, where we have another fantastic remote edition. And I loved it. It was really good. And so now I'm going to be hooked on tuna on those days where you don't feel like maybe a hot sub. And here it's not the full tuna melt, but they give it, instead of a meat blanket, it's a cheese blanket. It looks like a little piece of, was it provolone or Swiss on top of the tuna.
Throw a lot of good fresh vegetables in there. They really make it right.
We've got an Italian sub. The classic Italian meats, the ham, the gabagool, and the whatever, and then we've got the Mama Laspada is one of the specialties.
Name for Gail, because that's her favorite.
That's her favorite, and that's just turkey and Genoa salami, which is a perfect combination in my mind, because you got the turkey is healthy and nice white meat, and then you've got the nice fatty, salty Genoa salami to just kind of bring it down on terms of the healthiness meter. But and then this is the first time I'm ever going to try a hot sub here at Laspada, is the meatballs.
I've never tried it.
Yeah,
and
they've had it for a while.
They've also covered it in a meat blanket, and they were telling me it's the one product that they don't make and how they get from an outdoor vendor, the meatball, but it's a nice blended pork and beef product. And I might dive into that first, just to kind of get the messiness out of the way.
An interesting way to start out. Mike Mayo, getting ready to indulge here at Laspada's Original Hoagies.
I'm going to go in, gentlemen. You do some play-by-play.
Well, and the pride they take in the product here is incredible. And all the people that work here are 1,000% on board.
And piece of the meatball. Yeah.
You got Mayo with the meatball sub there.
Sandwich number 47. 47 for those keeping score at home.
Okay. And this is after walking 5 miles today, so he can probably do all 5. Mayo diving in full force. He doesn't hold back at all. Leave some room for some of the others there, Michael. You're going to have to cleanse your palate after that thing. You didn't have to consume the whole piece at once.
And that's the one thing we are sort of novices at doing the food tasting thing.
Yeah.
We learn quickly, okay, I can't finish the wing. I can't finish the burger. He's done this for decades now, these food tastings or the judging, right? He eats everything. I don't know how he does it, where he eats the entire, you're supposed to take a bite of the thing.
It's something I think that stems from his childhood. It's almost like watching,
fighting for food.
I hate to say this or make this comparison, but like the, trial of somebody that's done something horrible, and then they start talking about all the negative things that happened that influenced them to become a crazy person. I think Mike has a fear that somebody is going to eat his food if he leaves a bite on a plate. Because you rarely would see somebody that has 4 more different types of sandwiches to consume.
Pounds it.
Go in with the kind of unbridled zeal and enthusiasm that he has for this thing. Well, what do you think in between bites?
He must
there,
like it,
kid? I mean, this is not their specialty necessarily, but it's something that they added in by popular demand.
Oh my God!
And what kind of review are we going to get for this?
Pass
I
out.
mean, it's not an Italian deli here. We're talking about Laspada's original Hoagies.
Well, Laspada's is an Italian
Yeah,
name.
Italian name. What do you think? Did they do it?
Hold on a second.
Please don't joke.
Nurse.
First of all,
It's gonna happen
I didn't
one
eat
day.
a thing today in preparation for
Well,
this.
you
Well, we
showed
can
that
see
right
that. I mean,
I got the 5
my
miles,
dog couldn't have eaten it that
I was
fast.
gonna say, like,
5.2 miles under a blazing sun on the
Oh,
Hollywood
my God.
Broadwalk this
Yeah.
morning.
I should have brought Skippy.
Really
well,
got my
same.
appetite going.
Skippy
And
versus
let me
Mayo.
tell you one more thing.
Yeah.
If I had eaten the hot dogs on this kind of bread,
Yeah.
I would have demolished the 7
Yeah.
or 10
Pretty
minutes.
much.
Oh, you like the bread now, huh?
Because,
Yeah, it's a nice soft bread.
That was your big issue.
well, sometimes I get a little cantankerous and I want the crunchy bread, the Italian.
it's a
side,
little
you know.
stubborn on your part. Yeah.
They are known for the softer, the
Yeah, I like that.
quintessential Pennsylvania hoagie roll.
Yes.
And which sometimes I describe it as a little too soft or squishy. But when it's with this meatball and it's just, again, like a warm hug, which Defo apparently
way he
needs
describes
because he
it.
just keeps wailing on Serena on every broadcast I see.
I got agreement
Tony
today from
said-
a very high authority.
And meanwhile,
on
talk
my
about the
theory.
easiest bet of the year, Defo. You thought me and the Panthers in the first round. That turned out to be a sweat for you guys. But Tony Segreto actually
Yes.
took Serena tonight,
Yes.
which he's insane.
He's
Yeah,
going
he's
down. Yeah,
wrong.
no,
He's
he's going
wrong.
down.
Talk about like
He's Mr. Pure.
I love him, but
he's what you call preternaturally optimistic.
Yeah,
It's always sunny. Forgetting it's always sunny in
Right.
Philadelphia. It's always sunny in Segreto's house.
Yeah.
So
No
he's,
doubt, yeah.
he's like rooting for the story. He
A
thinks
nuclear
Serena's gonna
war
win.
could be
Yes,
going
he's a
on, and he would
newsman.
find the atmosphere is just perfect for it. I mean, and then
Yeah, so you got the easiest money. You're going to get a dinner at Texas Roadhouse,
Yeah.
which is great. I had dinner at Tropical Acres last night, which was absolutely fantastic.
Nice.
I don't understand how people. Okay, I could understand how maybe something can go wrong, but I don't understand how anybody could ever trash the place, because if something goes wrong, you just tell them and they make it right. And,
That's
and
it.
anyway, you don't have to go there. That's
I have to go
nobody's
there 'cause I love
dragging
it.
somebody there. I mean, and there's a lot of debate about Hoagies, subs, and things like that. And there's a zillion places where you can get them, and a lot of them are very good. There's no doubt about it.
So the thing is, if you come into Laspadas, you just got to know you're in for the softer
experience, yeah.
hoagie roll. And when it's with this meatball sub and it's hot and warm, and the meatball sub is very tasty. You could taste it's the pork and the beef, kind of the duo combination
Yeah.
there. I loved it, and you can see I scarfed that down in about
Yes.
what? Did anybody have
It
a
was
clock
about
going?
25
About
seconds.
Now, what could you go to next? I mean, do you have to follow that with meat, or
I think you can't
'cause
transition from meatball
I always
to
have
tuna.
to debate whether I'm going to get
No,
the
no.
tuna or the roast beef.
I think tuna is going to be
Yeah.
my last
Yeah,
thing.
tuna needs to be a
Tuna and
standalone.
roast beef are my 2 1-2s. Very underrated here at Laspada is their chicken salad
Oh, that's
hoagie,
interesting.
which
That's a nice-
the Mustang
I would have
favors.
gotten that,
Yeah.
but I didn't want two
Chicken
mayonnaise
salad, very, very good
This
here.
is
Yeah,
tuna.
and you can buy
I would say
the
roast
tuna,
beef.
which I find outstanding. It's the best tuna salad I've ever had on any sandwich,
I would say
regardless of how they prepare it. You can buy it now, like I mean, you can go and get like a pound of tuna right
Oh,
here,
good.
and not have to get the sandwich also.
nice.
I'm going to transition from meatball to the Italian. 'cause I
Italian,
think
okay,
the
Italian
nice.
sub number 2
it's
here
a blend
for Mike
of the
Mayo, and this
different
is
meats and
sandwich
nice.
look at the way
number.
they put on the little hot cherry peppers.
This is
on
home run
there.
number what? 47.
We did 47. This is 48. Oh,
48.
I'm tripping a little
All right.
there. We got a
Yeah,
little
got
the
some
hot
grease
peppers or
going
the
down.
sweet peppers?
Take the mic out of the way there. Here's
think it's
the
sweet
Italian
peppers.
at Laspadas. Mike Mayo.
It's a messier. It's even it's
Question
actually
for
sort of
you.
messier.
Uh-oh.
Do you eat it like this, where you shovel it in with
Yeah.
the meat blanket on top, or do you kind of squeeze
Most
it
of
all?
us can't really get our mouth around the whole thing
I was gonna say I
like
just take
that,
a bite
so
the
we
best
start
I
with an
can.
edge. Some people that don't want to look like complete
That's
slobs,
right.
even on their own television show.
Good for him, boy.
How do you do that, man?
He's
How
a-
do you shovel that in there?
With my favorite, and
It's like a
again,
guy kind of trying to catch a plane, and they tell him you can't take that on, sir. So
you just that's my thing with him is the face he makes. It's like
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I'm
he
yelling at
stretches the-
FSU and I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want him to choke, because the passion and
almost
anger.
looks like he's having a spasm. It does.
He's like angry at the. He's
like
it's
some
like
kind of
competition.
electrode disconnect goes on. All right, what do you think?
On the cobra unhinging and trying to get to the muskrat, or is that what the cobras
That's what
eat?
it looks like.
What's your opinion of that, the Italian? And now, I know you're a fan of the Italian hoagie. You like the one at BNS. What do you think about this one?
It's good. It's
Right
a
up
little
there?
too neutral for me.
So what would you want
Not
more
neutral.
of?
I mean, I don't know what the word is. It's good. I think it's got the ham.
Yeah.
I think I would want
Like one of the spicier
more of the
meats?
spicier ones on top as the blanket. Maybe the.
You should add a few hot peppers
Copper
on there,
gold.
maybe.
They're
in there?
There are hot peppers.
So you're
in
chugging this down with the hot peppers included, which
So
I
there's hot
find
peppers or
I'm
sweet
gonna go
peppers?
with-
that is
Back end now.
challenging.
I'm not
That
a
is
hot
very
pepper guy.
challenging here. All right, Laspada's original hoagie sandwich number 2, Mike Mayo,
Are you, so,
in
okay.
his quest to, just absolutely annihilate the record
So
for
4
caloric
pieces
intake.
will make up an 8-inch, right? Because he is obviously eating a whole one from what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Four pieces will make up a 15-inch because we have 5 subs at 3 inches each.
Oh, it's 5
Wow.
subs at 3 inches
Wow.
each?
All right.
Oh, jeez, man.
Now, the small is enough for a lot of people. I mean, they should put a plaque on the wall for anybody that can eat a large
Yeah,
at
who
one
eats a
sitting
whole one?
of either, whatever it is that you're fancy.
Jesus.
And now, do you go with everything? I mean, you just tell the person to put everything on it, or what's your strategy on?
On terms of dressing a sub
Yeah.
or a hoagie?
I mean, I don't like a lot of
We
lettuce on
left
mine.
it at the discretion. We basically went with the, you say omakase in the sushi bar when you kind of give it over yourself over to the chef
Yep.
and his discretion.
Yeah.
I did the same thing here. I said, just dress them the way that you think
Yep.
is optimal for each particular sub.
Yep.
So this one has the hot peppers on it. It does have the hot cherry peppers, and I'm
Yeah.
glad to see them because there was talk and chatter on the Let's Eat Facebook group that there's some sort of pepper shortage out there. And I encountered that the other day at Sonny's famous steak hoagies, the cheesesteak place in Hollywood that's been around forever. I requested hot cherry peppers that they usually provide on the side, complimentary, but they didn't have any hot cherry peppers. Again, supply chain issues.
Yeah, it sucks.
So instead, I got banana peppers there. But there's nothing better, as you can attest.
They have some really.
I like their sweet
these are outstanding. All that are vegetables.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference too. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't mess around. It's not like something that's been laying around for a couple of days. Everything is fresh as a daisy, and the fact that they cut their meats.
Yep.
As the sandwich is being prepared, and you come in here, it's not like they have a stack of stuff and they peel off a paper and there's your portion and it's already done. And they're not afraid to, like you say, load it up with a little extra. That topper that they put on everything.
It seals it.
You're already looking at a sandwich that's a mind blower, and then they throw the top on, and you're like, my God, who's going to eat that? And
Now-
that's why we brought Mayo.
It seems like I've gotten myself into something. Because some of the other places have just taken a bite on the air.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you're
because
like in the
this
whole
is
You've
the
already
last-
down like 2 whole sections here.
Because this is the grand finale, big finish.
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
And I told the people it's going to be amazing. I don't use the word amazing lightly. I usually hate that word.
No,
But
unless you're on a bachelorette, you don't
I
use
am now
amazing,
into
yeah.
this where, in order to just go over the top, reach 50, and then one more just for fun,
Yeah.
I'm gonna down the whole thing. This
Yeah.
is gonna be
You're going the
Can't you
whole
just take
row.
a bite of each
The whole
one?
tray, or
that's all
just
we're
one of
asking
each?
no,
you.
one of each. This is my row.
No, we
these
get
are
our
your
own
other.
other people.
We have
That's
other rows
Murderer's
for
row
other
there.
people. But this
Okay.
is
That's
the
the
Mike
Mayo
Mayo
row.
row.
All right.
I've gotten my meatball out of the way. I've now
That helps us too, because you've been a disgrace in
Yeah,
terms of the way that you've
gross.
slimed all of the food
Well,
at
they
these
really
various
prepped it.
places.
Yeah, they kind of made it Mayo proof in terms of the disgusting factor that when I usually
And that's
just
what they do.
pick up a whole sandwich and
This is
contaminate
also
I love
part
these
of a magic
platters.
act.
Yeah, I love these
This
platters.
particular tray may not be, but it'll get there. But anytime that I get a tray of Laspada's original hoagies, which I often do any party that I'm going to or hosting, and people say you got to bring some.
That's the
I
move.
come right here. I call Gail. I say, hey, get it ready. She gives me a sampler on a platter, and it's the greatest idea, just like you said, for tailgates
Yep.
and things like that. And they
Easy.
always have it ready the
So-
time that you say. Like if you say 11 o'clock, bingo, you're walking there 11 o'clock, and there it is. They do a great job on service. And it's always the first thing to disappear.
Yes.
It really is.
Oh my God.
You can have wings and you can have meatballs and this and that. And the first thing that's gone, Laspadas, and people start claiming their piece before you even take the covering off. That's how popular these sandwiches are.
I gotta say, I'm really appreciating the soft bread now. 'cause
Oh,
it's
good,
gonna be
good.
like-
Yeah.
This is going to be a cakewalk and a picnic to get down the last 3. I'm 2 down, 3 more to go.
I can't believe you're going to eat all 3 of those during the
47,
course of the
48,
show.
So we got 49, 50, 51. Next one I'm going to go in for is the Monster. Which
You don't have to eat them all in one segment, though. I mean, we do have an hour here.
break.
I mean,
Now
now look
I
at
feel
this
like
thing,
it's
right? You're going to show a
Oh,
cross
Oh
section
my
to the
God, this
camera
one,
there.
this is the one that,
That
might
looks
kind
really
of slow me
spectacular.
down
What are you doing?
tremendously.
The monster at Laspadas. Now he's already eaten a what? A
Meatball,
mama Laspada? No, the
Parmesan,
Italian and the
and
meatball.
Italian.
Mhm.
All right, so now transitioning Mike Mayo in the same segment, which I find amazing. Wouldn't you want to take like a breath, maybe like have something to drink before you get
Well,
into
you know,
this?
you guys got me all hepped up with my
Well, why don't you tell us about
failure.
these water deals or something, and
I'd
then
rather you take a
we'll give you
break and
time to
breathe.
take a breath here.
Let me take my first bite of the monster,
Take
and
your
then we'll
first
get
bite.
into the Lauderdale, the Lauder deals, and
All right.
Dine Out Lauderdale. But this monster really is monstrous.
That looks
That's
amazing.
a big
Yeah,
sub,
that
man.
looks amazing.
That's like a half
It's
of us up.
splayed with mayonnaise. It's got the roast beef meat blanket. It's got the ham and the turkey.
It's a show and tell. I mean,
Yes.
it's unbelievable. Now you're starting
how
to.
white
I
it
don't
is.
know. Are you weakening here? You look a little like Serena in the second set there, right, where you're out of gas and people are just trying to will you to the finish line so you don't have
Oh
to
my
default.
God.
Oh, look at this.
Oh my
How, did you have to do this to get the food critic job? Did you have to demonstrate
exactly.
that you could eat your way like straight into a coma in the span of no time flat?
If they ever saw me eat like this, they would have kicked me out of the building.
My question is, does your mother watch these segments? Because my mom would be so
Yeah.
embarrassed and aghast. She apologizes to Shirley to this day about my eating habits, and I would never do
What do
any
you
of this.
think of the monster?
At this point, I only let her listen to the radio replay.
Yeah.
If she
In
saw
case her
this,
name is mentioned. Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Sick to her
Oh.
stomach.
this is a good time. That I want to just clarify something, because you keep seeing, you sometimes mishear or kind of misstate things. I never said that there's like that you're gonna die in the next 2 years. I just said
No, that was your prediction. I
No,
mean, it was
I-
okay. I don't mind.
I just said that it was
You have a
Oh,
decent
my.
opinion. Hopefully not on that one.
I just said that it was a possibility. That,
Well, it
that
always is
would happen.
possible. Yeah.
I didn't say it's gonna happen. Now, when it comes to me, it's a probability
Nah,
that
you're too
I'm
young.
gonna die. Not in the next 2 years, but
Too young.
sometime if I keep going like
Well,
this.
you're not going to keep eating like this.
No.
Well, I mean, at least you'll die happy if you're going to Laspada's
Oh,
original
man,
Hoagies.
it's
You would
true.
have to
It's
say, now, what's the thought on the monster?
Well,
It's-
know.
Is
this
that your
is
first
so
monster?
Good. This is no. I've had monsters
Okay.
my whole life. I mean, when I come to Laspadas, and I do
That's
come
your
to
order?
Laspadas,
Oh, okay.
I don't and that's the other thing. You always would say, I don't dislike Laspadas.
Did he not make a face?
He makes the face because
Makes
he
the
likes
face.
VNS more
Well, again,
in
it's
certain circumstances.
apples and oranges. One is like
I think
that,
they're
that
different,
really
yeah.
crusty,
Totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, I
bread,
think they're different.
and a different kind of construction to the sandwich. I appreciate Laspadas. I think
Great,
it's
I
great.
think it's great
Yeah.
for what I think.
It put, again, and when it comes down to the group, and they all have these debates, and it's like either or. If you put a gun to
Yeah.
my
I
hate
head, which
that,
one
yeah.
are you going to? But you know what? Lately, every time I try to go to VNS, there's a line, or they're saying it's going to be an hour wait.
That
and
sucks.
every time I come here, they're giving me a platter
Oh,
like this. So
When they turn it out quick,
The
boy, they don't
staff
mess
here is
around.
very welcoming, but you don't ever get an attitude here.
No,
Never.
no.
Any of the locations, which is nice. I mean, you feel like, hey, I'm in for something special, and then you see the pride they take in putting things together and the efficiency, professionalism, and you're thinking, wow, this is really going to be something, and apparently it is. Because
Yeah,
you're
it
already
seems
like
I'm at the halfway mark.
60%
Let's take a
into an
break there,
impossible
Mr.
task, and
Sandwich.
you're already on top of it. All right, we want to get some deals here, and we know all of the great people behind. I mean, Nikki Mohan and Stacy Ritter. This Lauder Deals thing has been sensational. Some of my favorite places are a part of the thing. I know some of the places that you were touting as being exciting new entries onto the Broward dining scene are also part of this whole Lauder Deals deal.
Yeah, and we've got it going on. Today's the end of August, but good news. All September long, Dine Out Lauderdale is ongoing. So you could have the best deals, best restaurants in town, some of the elegant places right along the beach, on Las Olas Boulevard, downtown Fort Lauderdale, some of the new places, hotel restaurants like Toro in Dania Beach, which is near me, Cafe Max near you, right here up in Pompano Beach, close by, and Cook in the Coral Springs. Restaurants like these are putting together 3 and 4 course meals for just $35 or $45. It's part of the Dine Out Lauderdale promotion, and you can go check out all the great deals out there by going online to visitlauderdale.com/deals, and you'll see there's more than 50 participating restaurants. And again, you could call up, make a reservation. Some of them they have restrictions where it's only offered during weeknights, not on Fridays and Saturdays. We understand that. But you go in, you can get top-notch, top quality, great service. Place like Evelyn's at the Four Seasons Resort down on Fort Lauderdale Beach. Classy place, great service, impeccable, house-baked products like the Jerusalem bagel and the pita bread that they use for their high-end Mediterranean, Middle Eastern cuisine there. That's at Evelyn's. Dune by Laurent Tarandel. They have a great menu set up for the Dine Out Lauderdale. again, go to visit lauderdale.com/deals to check out all the great dining opportunities out there and start living the good life and get your taste of the good life for less at Lauderdale. Dine at Lauderdale. Visit lauderdale.com/deals. And we can't wait. We'll talk to Nikki Mohan a little bit tomorrow. Not going to be going out to any restaurants the next couple of weeks. Got to give myself a breather, especially after today. But we will be talking about all the great stuff coming up with Visit Lauderdale, including the food festival that's going to be around the corner in January. And they've started selling tickets for that. I urge everybody to kind of start checking out the schedule for that, too. And it's going to be a great time.
All right. We'll see if Mike can survive it. Laspada's original Hoagies. Most people can't finish one. He's going to try and go for parts of 5 different Laspada's Hoagies. This happens to be the Lauderdale by the Sea location. You see a lot of people coming over from the beach or before they hit the beach. Laspada's original Hoagies. That's always the bomb, too, when somebody comes out. You know, you're gathering at the beach and everybody brings a little something, and then somebody comes out with a bag of Laspada's original Hoagies. You're like, okay, that's it. You know, all bets are up. I'm going to be consuming a couple of these. Great spot. I think I want to say it's 5 locations. I know they have one in Boca, Davie, and I believe
Coral
Hollywood.
Springs?
Coral Springs, yeah.
Coral Springs. Lauderdale by the Sea. I'm going to look it up right now because we got to know these things. And,
they might have been at 6 at one point. I believe they have 5 locations. And also, you know, like a lot of places, we were talking yesterday with the gentleman, Dave, from Top Brown. I mean, the COVID thing was just devastating at first for all of these restaurants, and there was genuine fear that they would never survive. And I know
17th Street. There's
17th
one on
Street,
17th Street in Fort Lauderdale. I forgot that.
Very popular
it's
location.
Tucked away off in one of the shopping plazas there. Davie, University Drive, 17th Street, Lauderdale by the Sea, along with, it looks like Coral Springs and Boca Raton.
Yep. And right here, Lauderdale by the Sea is where we're at today with Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, which continues with Mike Mayo's quest for 51. It's like Roger Maris with 61, Mayo and 51. I think he's going to do it right here at Laspada's Original Hoagies. Back with more in a moment.
Come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans. For 30 years, they've been doing a great job. The original location, West Side, 3303 Sheridan Street, just across from TY Park in Hollywood. Then there's the East Side location, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late in both locations. Go there. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. From our friends at Visit Lauderdale and Lauder Deals, don't miss Dine Out Lauderdale during August and September in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Dozens of top restaurants are offering amazing 3- and 4-course meals starting at just $35. See all the Dine Out Lauderdale menus from more than 50 participating restaurants online at visitlauderdale.com/deals. More taste sensations are being added daily, so plan your culinary adventure to Greater Fort Lauderdale and get your taste of the good life for less. Dig in now at visitlauderdale.com/deals.
We caught Mayo in mid-bite, which is not surprising on this show. If you've been watching for a while, you understand how this thing works. And that is, our mission is to feed Mike Mayo. Today we're at Laspada's Original Hoagies, Lauderdale by the Sea. I think an iconic place in terms of South Florida sandwich history. Over, I think it's like 45 years, too, or 47. Some ridiculous amount of time that they've been around, which, as you always say, is the greatest testament to the overall quality and the fact that obviously they're doing something right to be around for that long.
That's a lot of meat. It's a lot of meat throwing, a lot of meat blankets, and it stands the test of time. And like I said, I'm like spitting food out, and it's just horrendous what people have to watch when they watch the Lunchbox. But I can't say enough good things. I made it onto sandwich number 50 is the Mama Laspadas. And so now I've officially crossed the Rubicon into 50 in the month of August. And I've got one more, the tuna salad, which Defo is already chomping
it's
on
my
there.
favorite. Paul knows that. I mean, I've been in here many times and always have to have an extra tuna made up privately for me, even if I'm getting a platter.
And we're happy to be joined on the Lunchbox by Paul, who is the manager here at the Laspadas, Lauderdale by the Sea on Commercial Boulevard. And thank you for having us in today and preparing this unbelievably gorgeous spread, because I'm just dive bombing into all of them. And
it's our pleasure. We always like to see people enjoy our product.
And and when Defo said, "Oh, let's finish up Sandwich Month at Laspadas," because he knows Gail and Harry a long time, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm down for that."
It's a long-lived addict right here. He's been hooked for decades.
Yeah.
First time I came in, as I said, it was recommended to me by one of my ex-wives, whose opinion I really didn't have a whole lot of respect for, obviously, since we didn't last that long. But she said, "You have to try this." And it was the hole-in-the-wall place that they had on Sea Grape, which, this is a little larger and, obviously more space for the customers. But you have to squeeze in there.
Yeah.
Now, were you part of that scene there?
Oh, yeah. There was
Sea Grape?
Yep. I've been here 22 and a half years now. And that one over there had 6 stools across the wall, about 4 feet in between the wall and where we were making sandwiches. And people came in with pleasure eating like this, getting bumped by the whole line behind them, and they were happy.
Like me. I'm impervious. Once you get the sound,
the line was down the block, always down the block, and you didn't mind. It didn't matter. It could be the something that in a million years you'd never say, "I'll wait this long for anything in particular." And Laspadas always hit the spot. Now, when did the show start with the meat throwing and all of that? Are you still doing a lot of that?
Yeah, that was definitely back over there in the 80s. It was more out of necessity because of the size of that location.
Oh yeah, okay.
There was not a lot of walking back and forth, and in the middle of lunch you're making 5 sandwiches, the guy next to you's making 5 sandwiches, the guy slicing everything. I'm not coming down, here you go, large turkey, large Italian. And then it just became from necessity to that's what we're known for. Everybody likes to see us toss our meat, and we're happy to toss it for them, whether it's on camera or live and in person. We are here for it.
It's a great signature.
Do you recruit athletes? I mean, do you have to go through some kind of dolphin-like tryout to be able to work him?
Don't get the Dolphins receivers from the last decade, because they drop all the
right. Well, I don't know the new one, Tyreek. He might be able to catch 1 or 2, but he might
speed down.
He might too fast. Yeah, we don't have enough for him to get open. I don't know. We don't have enough space for that.
No, it's all good. It's a lot of fun when you come in here. I know my daughter, when I finally took her to the one out in Davie on University a few years back, and she's 16 now, and she must have been like 12 or 13. And she says, "Oh, I love that." And she loved the whole show.
Oh, yeah.
And she had, I think we had the Mama Laspadas out there. She liked the turkey and the salami. What's the biggest seller here?
I mean, they vary. Funny enough, believe it or not, like the day after Thanksgiving, turkey's our biggest seller. Most days the Italian's up there. That's like always a top seller. The Monster, that's another top seller. It mixes up at different days, during Lent. Tuna, we can't make enough tuna during Lent. Everybody, believe it or not, still follows that don't eat meat on Friday. So we're going through
a lot of
50 pounds of tuna fish just on a Friday, So it just depends, but they're all popular. Thank God the freshness gets everybody a taste for what they want.
Now tell me about the rolls, because they are the softer hoagie rolls. And I guess, some people like a little bit firmer bread. Sometimes Defo harps on me because I'm one of those New Yorkers and I'm used
he wants to break his teeth on
You want the crusty bread.
Sometimes I like crusty bread, but
he was the son of a dentist.
It was good for business.
Yes.
But these are like warm pillow. I mean, I like the meatball. Again, it's the only hot sandwich that you have here,
Correct.
the meatball. But with that bread with the meatball, it's just soft, and you just kind of squish down on it. It was very easy to eat.
We want it easy to eat for sure, But as long as you have a good backbone for the bread, when it's soft like that, everybody I think can tell much better that it's fresh. With that crispy bread, sometimes it's like, well, is that crispy because it's been baked crispy or because it's been sitting out in the air? We call that air toasty.
Yeah. How many rolls do you go through a day?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, on average, just for the 8 inches, we're doing 12 to 15 dozen small whites.
15 dozen. Okay.
Large, around 10 to 12 dozen a day on just the whites. The wheat bread's a little less popular, but still 4 to 5 dozen small, 2 to 3 dozen large. On the weekends, we're getting in 50 dozen almost of everything.
And where do you get this? Do you have a central commissary that bakes it, or
this is a bakery that bakes it for us? All of our location brings it in fresh every morning when we get here. It's waiting for us.
Yeah.
All we got to do is get it off the racks and put it in and ready to feed the masses.
Excellent. So I got one more technical question.
Oh,
because when you have a sandwich like this and it's staring you in the face with the meat blanket, like, are you supposed to eat it where you like shovel it in like this way horizontally, or are you supposed to kind of fold it over and go like?
And do you have a shovel? Because that's what he's doing here today.
Oh, you definitely got to shovel it, no matter how you get it. You got to get it in there because it's no small feat for that. But people definitely have different techniques. I like the kind of fold it and squish it, trying a little flatter. I've seen people actually get them the whole thing, and they'll just pick it up like a cone head and just start one end and meet themselves at the end. Hopefully, if they can put it down in between, get a drink, but otherwise they'll sit there and just go for it the whole nine.
I know Harry too is very secretive. I've tried many times to get the formula for the tuna salad out of him, and you do have a lot of special ingredients that are unique to Laspadas. And some people come in and they say, "Oh, wait a minute, I want boar's head meats or whatever," but you guys have a very special list of ingredients, and that's also part of what makes the taste so sensational.
Oh yeah, for sure. Harry definitely he takes this to heart. It's something that he's passionate about, and he's never really been big on just the name brand.
Yeah.
So he always goes out and makes sure we have top quality meat, no matter what the brand name is, as long as it's a good quality and it tastes good, it fits our sandwich. He's all for it. Thankfully, though, we don't change it much. It's been working so much. I just
deconstructed and took a slice of the roast beef.
Yeah.
And it's tender. It melts in your mouth. It's got great flavor, and it's perfectly rare. Medium rare, which is the way it should be.
Black Angus. It's cooked for us, to our specs.
Yeah. As a critic, I mean, this is a 4-star. I work in an old 4-star world.
Yeah. I'm with you.
But top-notch sandwich. I mean, that is like a perfect slice of roast beef right there. You combine it with the ham and the turkey, and you got yourself a monstrous, just a beautiful lunch.
It's not just the sandwich. I tell everybody, especially like my new people that are working for me, I said, this is an experience. Some people have been coming in since we've opened. That's almost 50 years now. So we're here to make sure they're still getting that same quality, that same product, that same good attitude from us making sandwiches, and that way they know when they come back, if they don't come back in 5 days or 5 years or 10 years, it's going to get the same. And I have talked to people that have moved out of the country 30 years later. They come back and go, it still smells the same. It still looks the same. Here, and that's the kind of thing we're trying to do. We're making sure that's going to be the same. And you make
memories. I mean, now when a place is open almost 50 years, you serve in like 3 different generations. Now you're seeing, like the grandkids come in. Like
my kids, my son's a big fan of Laspada's original hoagies, as is his wife. I don't know that the grandchildren have quite gotten there yet. They're still a little stubborn in their choices. Haven't expanded to Anthony Bourdain-like proportions like Mike Mayo. Now, I remember Gail was very concerned at one time. I mean, this is a crowded market.
Yes.
The hoagie sub sandwich market. I mean, you have a lot of chains that put a ton of money. I mean, I don't really believe, although, I mean, if you watched her play the other night, you might think that Serena was having a couple of Subways on her way to the arena, but she should probably switch to Laspadas. But I remember Gail was all worried when Wawa came to South Florida that this gas station sub shop was going to somehow be detrimental to the business. But you guys have such a giant following, and it just tends to keep expanding more so than diminishing because of all of this competition that's in town.
Much like your show, like when you find something good, don't you want to tell your friends about it? Like, oh, you got to try this. And thank God for so many years, we didn't advertise. We didn't do any of that. It was all word of mouth. And that's how we go. And now anybody that brings somebody new, whether they're from here or from across the pond, they're telling their friends, they're still telling. And now with the internet, it's a lot easier to show people that, they'll take pictures. Hey, look what I got today. Send it to their family. And they're like, oh, you guys suck. I can't believe you're eating Laspadas without me. So that's all part of the whole experience,
Yeah, it's become a South Florida icon.
For sure.
And, there's a lot of chains that keep growing and expanding. You mentioned Wawa's and
Jersey Mike's is heavily advertised.
I'm of the opinion that, like, the more the merrier, and it turns more people onto hoagies and sub sandwiches, and then they'll want to try all the different ones, and then they come in here and say, oh wow, this is it has the character and the flavor and the quality, and then you win them over, and then everybody keeps coming back, and that's the beauty of the competition.
I can certainly say in the 2.5 decades I've been here, just a few places that have opened up doing sandwiches in Lauderdale by the Sea, we always welcome the competition. We say good luck to you. And then sooner or later we see them leaving,
Say.
and
Hasta
we
la
say, well,
vista,
guess what?
baby."
Laspadas is still here for you guys.
Here's where the crowd is, right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, exactly.
Laspadas, and you guys are just warming up here.
Well, this,
Guys.
and again, being so close to the beach, it's like the perfect, go out to the beach, chill,
yeah.
And have a picnic out there. On
Order
the
it,
sand.
go to the beach. The only thing you got to worry about that is them seagulls down there and a little bit of sand. But other than that, it's a perfect thing to take to the beach.
No wonder those seagulls are so large. They
Oh,
look
yeah.
like they're in Atlantic City. All right, and one of the things I mentioned earlier before you came on, Paul, was that you guys are outstanding calling in an order and say, hey, I'm going to pick that up at 9 o'clock or whatever, and bingo, man, it's ready at the precise time. And what I've always been impressed with is they're putting the finishing touches on it as you walk in the door at the designated time. It really is fantastic, your attention to customer service.
We appreciate it. We definitely understand, people got a limited time, especially for lunchtime, which is our crunch time, So we want to do as much as we can for you guys as customers to be ready to go, get your stuff and go, get your time, spend your time the way you spend it, it's better for you.
2 more questions for me. Number one, I've been hearing that there's like some sort of pepper shortage or a hot pepper shortage. Is this true? And you still were able to put on a copious amount that I'm choking on right now, but
So,
what's the deal?
Yeah, unfortunately, there has been about a month or so ago, we were told that the sweet peppers, which is our most popular product, probably, we call it the Hoagie Crack.
Right.
We have been very limited in that for the last several weeks. We've been getting little spot fill-ins. Sometimes it's not quite the same product, but it's close. But for some reason, I'm not sure exactly the details.
Supply chain. Just say supply chain.
Yeah, I know. I hate to keep saying that.
But Joe Biden.
But you would think that the manufacturer would be able to say, oh, we have the product. We just got to be able to get it. But they're saying we didn't even have the peppers to make the product.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I'm thinking it's the growing.
Well,
it may be the droughts, the floods.
The peppers.
The government paying the farmers not to grow.
I
You know how they like to do that
peppers
stuff.
Peppers might be the new secret ingredient in the new Omicron variant vaccine. So maybe it's all going towards that. Who knows?
Well, it could be.
No. Anyway, Paul, thanks. Oh, I did want to mention, speaking of the whole pandemic, how did you get through it? I guess just a lot of takeout and delivery service business.
So at first it was all takeout. I mean, we like everybody else, we basically locked the doors up and we went strictly to online ordering, which at this location we weren't even really ready for. We were kind of beta testing it out west in Springs. And then the one day I showed up and my GM Bill came in and goes, hey, by the way, we're going online ordering today. I was just like, well, what? And ever since then it was on. It got a little dicey some days out there because
the tickets would just keep coming in.
Keep coming in and we'd come running them out. And since nobody was allowed in, we had to meet them outside.
Have you watched that series, the TV series, The Bear yet? It's about a sandwich shop. Oh, okay. Because there's a scene where they get a good review and they also happen to go online the same day.
Oh, boy.
And then it's just the tickets are spitting out like dozens at a time and they're just all freaking out.
I think the second or third one that actually printed up the ticket was taller than me. Like I held it up above my head and it was still on the floor and I'm like, it's going to be busy.
That's what you call a holy moly moment.
Yeah, we just got to thank everybody that couldn't get enough and they just kept us going. We thrived.
Beautiful.
We were able to make profit during that time, which we're blessed. A lot of people weren't that lucky, and so this is Laspadas is a special thing. It's not just a lunch. It's not just a sandwich. Just to be part of it it's amazing for everybody involved most of the time. You know what I mean?
And Paul, he really epitomizes the whole family spirit that Gail and Harry.
You can tell it's a mom and pop shop that
are imparting.
It's connected to the community, and we got to thank you so much for taking good care of us today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting over the hump to 50.
50 is amazing, by the way. That's
going to be 51 after the break.
One more.
And we've got to take another break. So we will be back after these words. Thanks so much, Paul. Thank Harry and Gail and Phil and everybody connected with Laspada.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. We appreciate
always
you.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
It's good to hear you back out on the airwaves, too.
I'm following in Mayo's right on his coat strings. It's great. Thanks, Paul.
All right, guys.
Man. Great job. Great job.
For a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo here for Costas Greek Eatery and Pizzeria. If you want to take a trip to the Aegean without getting on a plane and no need for a passport, just go up to 1940 Northeast 49th Street in Pompano Beach, just west of Federal Highway, just a little bit north of Sample Road, and you will be transported to Greece along with a New York-style pizzeria. They do it both so well. They got Greek specialties like gyros and souvlaki and the grape leaves and the spinach pie, and also great New York thin, crisp New York-style Greek pizza with pepperoni. Don't miss that one. And of course, spinach and gorgonzola. Costa is a great guy. He'll smash a plate, say Opa, and greet and treat you like family. Go to Costas. It's open every day for lunch and dinner. Tell him the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, Even Keel Fish Shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox, and we were just chatting with Phil. Came in. He's one of the executives here, one of the big.
It's part of the family.
Part of the family.
Laspada.
It's part of the family. It's all good. Yeah, and here we are. I mean, I slowed down. I was a little bit. My eyes were bigger than my head at the beginning of the show. I thought I was going to scarf down each of these.
You've left a lot of carnage there.
But
yeah,
I ate my full quarter of the meatball sub. I ate my full quarter of the Italian sub.
Did you finish them on?
You took a bite out of the.
Now I've gone like halfway through
Italian.
the monster. Halfway. No, the Italian's gone.
Oh.
Halfway through the Mama Laspadas. That's the salami.
What do you think of the Mama Laspada?
I like it. It's a very. It's more of a lighter side
Yeah,
sandwich.
well, that's scale. You know.
Yeah, the monster is just a monster with the roast beef.
Sounds like something. Lubie
And
would like.
and I'm gonna conclude. And again, I've hit 50. This is it. 51.
Tuna, yeah. Do that justice, Mayo.
This is in
I think
honor of Jeff Defo DeForest, the
it's my
tuna
favorite sandwich
maven.
here. Yeah.
Again, the favorite of septuagenarian Jewish folks all over.
I
think young people are into it too. Not everybody wants to eat like a ton of meat there, Mike.
Well, tuna's quick, it's easy, and it's good, and it's filling. I don't know why
This happens to be a great tuna sandwich. I don't know what his thing is about tuna. Obviously, he has issues that we had never considered contending with. No doubt about it. Yeah, I mean,
that's great.
I don't want to blame his
thing
mother.
about tuna and the crunchy bread are two of the most oddball things any food critic
can
be afflicted with. Yeah.
They reduce this stuff to like a paste. It's like a fine paste.
Real good. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
with the peppers and everything and the vegetables. I like a little oil and vinegar on it. I would have splashed it with a little oil and
it tastes
vinegar.
great, and I could probably use it as some caulking around my bathroom too. But no, it's good. It's good.
I don't know if that's a ringing endorsement there.
No, it is. It's good.
Yeah.
It's just a consistent. I mean,
it's different. Yeah, they make it more of like a paste.
Yeah.
It's a tuna salad. It's not a tuna like we got at El Paisano. It's different.
And that's the thing. This month, okay, I ate 51
Sounds like
different
they
sandwiches.
smushed some Starkist into it, ball and
it's
then put some mayo on it.
No,
Yeah.
the Italian tuna that we had last week at Il Paisano was a different style where they use these little tins of the Italian cans of tuna fish, which is It's like in a whole.
You're like stressing me out the whole freaking show.
Yeah. He gets the.
You're like touching it and holding it. You sound great, by the way. You don't have to hold it.
He's one of those nightmare guests that we used to have to deal with sometimes on Radio Row, where the mic is up around his head,
or up around the head, and I'm stuffing down 5 sandwiches in the middle of the show. So
that was a big mic mover when he was doing that. I used to have to adjust the equipment constantly with the Polyman. And I'm no engineer. At least Lubie has some skill there.
To get back to my point,
not
so
much,
different styles of tuna, and last week's tuna was great. Again, it was a little bit more of the chunkier, and that was on that ciabatta bread, which is more crunchy also.
Yeah.
So it's a chunky, crunchy, and this
melts
is
in your mouth,
smooth, and again, very easy to eat. Like the way that the roll is soft.
Perfect.
And do I got schmutz on my
face?
No.
What I was going to say is it's one thing I've learned from you having conversation about the eating of the food. A crunchy bread with a soft tuna wouldn't work. That's when you do the thing where you bite down and it spills everywhere and it's annoying. Like a soft tuna or a soft meatball with a soft roll makes it easier to eat. Again, these people, what we've learned from a lot of these proprietors and restaurateurs is there's a science to everything they do. There's a reason why one's hard or soft.
Yeah.
Engineering.
It feels like it really does feel like there's a lot of thought and engineering behind there. It's not just, oh, this tastes good or this is hot or this is cold.
Wow.
There's a lot to it. I know, you like a quarter of the tray.
I can't even
look at these people.
But eat a quarter of the tray.
Laspadas, that's what Laspadas is all about.
But eat a quarter of the tray.
Overindulge in greatness.
One sit down.
Yes.
And well, that's gonna do it for.
That's it? Yeah,
no. We got more time, but
have 2 minutes.
We got 2 minutes, but
2 minutes.
I mean,
tomorrow
I'm gonna like sort my thoughts. I'm gonna put on Let's Eat South Florida tomorrow morning the full list of all 51 sandwiches and locations where I ate. I'm not gonna do a ranking from top to bottom. That's what Sarney wants me to do.
The only bad thing was that $45 caviar.
Yeah, exactly. The most expensive one.
The Huso dog was the
number 51.
Huso it was who's such a ripoff. Yeah. It wasn't to my.
It was your most disappointing.
What was
by
its
far.
chance?
Yeah,
it was expensive antics.
Many great things, though. I mean, were discovered during this month. I really. It was nice just being a part of the tour here and even living somewhat vicariously through you.
And I discovered that my stomach is just like stretchable. Like it just keeps going and going.
Stretch-o-matic, yeah.
No, and it's. I will do a top 10 list. I'll try to come up with the top 10 sandwiches that I ate during this month. Although I wanted to throw in 2 from that Seaside subs because they have great subs and I ate them in July. Their chicken parm is the best, one of the best in Broward that I found, along with Pizza Spot. And just a program note, I think Wade and Reese are gone this week until after Labor Day. So if you're going to go to the Pizza Spot, be prepared to be disappointed and greeted by a closed
It makes
location.
it that much more desirable when they open back up.
That's right. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. They'll be back next Tuesday.
There are places like that they go on like mini vacations or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's always a testament to how great they are when you're counting the days till they reopen.
Yes.
And that would be true with the Pizza Spot, I'm sure, for many people.
Oh, yeah. And so, and then what else? Oh, yeah. So I'm going right from Sandwich Month now into tonight.
Now, what's next month? What's Fengali got for you next month?
I can't even think about next month till I get through tonight because I'm going to Il Paesano where we were last week with Becky Mohan for their pasta cheese wheel night because I haven't eaten enough today.
I don't know how you're going to do that.
Cheese wheel. And then we're going to get
This
into
is
September.
unusual, too. I mean, I wish we could focus in individually on these sandwiches. For
the
you to only go
thing.
partial on those is pretty amazing.
I might polish off the tuna.
The tuna is so good. I'm going to go out the door on this thing.
We got to thank Laspadas here, Lauderdale by the Sea.
Phil, thank you,
next
Paul.
Month, Phil,
Gail,
Paul,
and Harry.
Gail
Thank you.
Harry. And next month, I'll be trying to all hit as many of the Dine Out Lauderdale locations as I can. And it'll be homework for you guys, too. So thanks for tuning in.
It's National Micronutrition
Big Finish
Month, I think.
Sandwich Month, 51. I did it. What's my prize? I get to eat the rest of the sandwiches.
You get the belt,
today.
the size 42 belt.
For Mike Lubie Lubitz, Jeff Defo DeForest. I'm Mike, Stuff Your Face Mayonnaise Mayo. Thanks for joining us for Sandwich Month. And as always, I want to remind you to enjoy every sandwich.